Namaskar, dear devotees and friends. This Wednesday we will be discussing mainly about the goddess Kali and about Sri Ramakrishna, and very unique. The topic that has come up today is the comment that Dr. Sarkar made about Sri Ramakrishna and Sri Ramakrishna's comment about the so-called educated people. So let us begin with this mantra. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhirilitam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam sri madatatam bhubi grinanti e bhurida janaha. Friends, we were reading from the English book by Swami Nikhilananda ji as page number 888, and the Bengali one, the original, 961 page. Sri Ma, the Mahendranath Gupta, as we all know, those who are following this the study, that he is almost every day visiting the Dr. Sarkar, reporting him about the physical condition of Sri Ramakrishna. And most of the time we find that the Dr. Sarkar accompanying him, leaving other the duties to meet and personally to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who was at that time was living in Shampukur, is the north of Calcutta. Then Dr. Sarkar certainly commented, I find that he is a worshipper of the goddess Kali. This portion we read last time, but I felt that it is necessary to explain a little more. As a person like Dr. Sarkar is a highly educated person. In those days, he was a renowned person, and we can understand the way he is commenting about the goddess Kali is not with great respect or anything. I find that he is a worshipper of the goddess Kali. Why it is? That because of in those days, there's a great propaganda against the Hindu gods and goddesses, and mainly about the goddess Kali. A group of people, they used to say, how the God who is all pervasive can be in an idol, can be in the images, how that is possible. In reply, now we say, in those days I don't know, and maybe their voice was not strong, people used to say, the orthodox traditional Hindus, but voice was not strong, it was not heard. So there was the confusion among the Hindus, and mainly the English educated Indians, they used to think, because the Britishers are telling like this, they are educated people, advanced people. So when they say how God can be in an image, so that is true. And our Pandits couldn't answer properly. And as usual, they say, don't ask question, follow what is the tradition. But the modern people don't like to do that. They like to understand. Then what is this goddess Kali? In fact, you know that majority, the Hinduism has been depicted mostly, presented mostly through the images and the pictures and the stories. And the very abstract idea they gave in that concrete form, shape for the ordinary people. Now, what is this goddess Kali? Those who have seen the photo or the images of the goddess Kali, you have noticed that there is a Shiva, the white one, a male form, lying down on his back. And then on the chest of that Shiva is standing the goddess Kali, a lady form, a mother form, who is not having any clothes, but covering her waist with the hands of the human and wearing a garland of human skull. She is having 4 hands, and the right hand, both right side, 2 hands, one is showing the Abhaya and Bara. The above one from the right side showing the Abhaya, and then the Bara. Bara means Abhaya, don't fear, I am there as your mother. And Bara, what you want, I am ready to give you. And left hand, completely different, she is holding on the above one in the left side, a sword and a human head. And that gives the peculiar idea. Why this? She's standing on the chest of Shiva and not wearing the clothes, and as a girl, and she is wearing the human skull, and all over the body there is a red mark, there's the blood mark. And how Hindu can worship this? Even today, many people, they're afraid of worshipping Kali. And then she is the power. She's a Shakti. A group of people, they started depicting in that way, and they were dacoits. Dacoits started worshipping Kali. And in Bengal, that was many, almost all the dacoits used to worship Kali. Somehow, they thought that this is the power. If we are worshipping, it will be good. But that power is not the muscle power. It is the intellectual power. The human power is not the muscle. That is okay. But how much powerful we can be? Can we go and have the wrestling with the tiger or the lion or the elephant? No, they're more powerful than us. But the power is in our brain. And now you see how wonderfully it has been presented. The Kali is the goddess of power, and that power is nothing but knowledge. And where is that knowledge? Intellect, in the head. So head usually is identified as a symbol of intellect. And that she is wearing, that means it is very precious, very costly, very important. The human power, human is controlling the whole nature, all over. The powerful animals are now just tame before the human. A tiny little man sitting on the neck of an elephant, controlling that huge, powerful beast. How is this possible? Because of the knowledge. The knowledge is power. That is giving the idea. She has not killed anyone. There's all the stories, only to attract the attention of the people, very ordinary people. So they are attracted to the stories. And the story goes on that the mother is coming and killing the bad people, the Asuras. Nothing like that. It has nothing in that way. This is the symbol of knowledge. And the hands, the symbol of action. The two things are necessary. God, when creating, having two things. What? One is knowledge, another action. Without knowledge, no action can be taken. And without action, knowledge is useless. So both are combined. That was expressed by the Shamka philosophy. In India, we have 6 philosophies, and very important philosophy is Samkhya. It was founder is the Kapila Muni. This Samkhya philosophy, it gives that conception of Purusha and Prakriti. The two Sanskrit words, Purusha means that which is residing inside, Pura Abhastita Ya, Sa Purusha. It is not the male body. But Purusha is also, the word is used for the male. So they have depicted the Shiva as the male, and it has every knowledge, all knowledge. That's why it is white. White is Sattva Guna. Complete knowledge, but is Sattva Guna. You don't want to work at all. It is contained it. But the work is necessary for the creation, sustenance. So the same Shiva, when active, creating, sustaining, and dissolving, the creation is going on. Who will do? The Shiva is becoming Kali. Why mother form? It is not the male or female. It is only for the ordinary people to understand, because we understand mother and father. For the creation, mother and father. So that was given. So the first is Shiva, which is the male form, and the female form is the Mother Kali. If you look, the Mother Kali's form is a black, white, and red, mixture of three gunas. Without the three guna, without the three qualities, it is not possible to do the creation. The Sattva guna is there, Rajaguna is more, Tama is also there. So when you are creating and you are administering, even the mothers in the house, we have seen that she is also shouting at the children, and then that is there. It is not that she is very bad. It is not that she wants to kill the children. It is not that she doesn't love them. Very much love. That's why she wants that the children should be disciplined. Sometimes she is rebuking the children and to make them the discipline. So same way the mother, the supreme mother, the creator of this world, she is also doing. So if we understand this, the misunderstanding about the goddess Kali will go. She never killed anyone. Please remember it. That was the story. She was only punishing those bad children. But the image that we see, it is nothing but giving us a clear idea about the Shakti, the power. She is of course the goddess of power. But the power is not the muscle power. It is the intellectual power. The power of knowledge. That she is giving. And in the left hand side, she is holding a human skull, human head. And below you will find a jackal is looking at it as if asking, Mother, give it to me. I can eat it. But the mother is not giving it to that jackal. Why? Knowledge is not for the animals. It is for the human being. But what that knowledge? Now again we have to come philosophy. The philosophy says there are two types of knowledge. One is the knowledge of this world, and another is knowledge of the other world, and that is spiritual knowledge. Mundane knowledge, spiritual knowledge. Anything that comes within the purview of our five organs, chakshu, karna, nashika, jivha, and tak, the eye, then the ear, the nose, the tongue, and the skin, through that only we are collecting all information. This pancha, we have these five organs, and it goes out, and there are only five objects. The organs are going out and then collecting information. It goes to the process, that is the mind. So they say that you have to be very, very careful. So mother says there is good and there is bad. And then she says you must try to follow the good. But that is the whole of religion. Now in the world, through these five organs, we are enjoying the five objects. That is also knowledge. And that's called the lower knowledge, aparavidya, paravidya. Paracha eva aparacha, in the Upanishad it says. The lower knowledge gives us everything. Now someone has sent me a photo that in the Hollywood, and the Hollywood in California, so they are some of the carts. There it is going. No one is pushing it. Automatically it is going to the, and it has been programmed in that way, and delivering goods, particularly food. The great debate is going on that someone was telling that, oh, it is a nuisance, we do not know which side it will go, and someone said, no problem. If you are just standing before it, it will stop, it is not hurting you. And then give the space, then it will go in its own way. So new things are coming. And there are carts, taxis, the different people coming in and going out, taxis moving, you just go inside, tell your destination, taxi will take you there, but there is no driver. I saw that movie, oh, very scary. No driver, but the taxi is moving and standing. Whenever there is a red light, it will stop. At the green light, it is moving. Now it is happening, and this is also knowledge. Forget about it, this is nothing. The people are going to the moon. And nowadays the discussions are going on, the ordinary people, as a tourist, they can go to the moon, they can go to the Mars. Knowledge. And we are marveled by that knowledge. Oh, it's so good. But friend, one question. After visiting, suppose it developed, it will come up, maybe within few years. And we will be going to the moon. Those who are having the money, they will go to the moon. And after visiting, they will come back and they will say, oh, I was in moon. And after that, what? Are you happy? No. Here is the question. We are going to, now, previously it was 5-star hotel. Now it is 7-star, 9-star, I do not know. But all these stars, hotels are there. After coming out, again, when you are inside your room, are you happy? Or you remember, oh, I was there, it was so beautiful. That much. So now is the question, can this world and all its, the thing that is attracting us, can give me eternal happiness? No. I am going to die. Whether I am a doctor or the doctors are all surrounding me, the best doctors of the world constantly. But one day I am going to die. No one can save me. Something happened, I feel the bad, I suffer. Who can help me? So these things are there when this knowledge, which is taking us to the moon, we are becoming really, really intelligent. Now I am sitting over here giving you the talk, and you are far away just listening, seeing me, each and everything. Of course, this is really, really good, but it is not permanent. This we have to keep in mind. So right hand side of the Mother Kali, Goddess Kali, is for this knowledge. That there you go and ask, Mother, I am sick, please help me. I want a job, I want money, I want name, I want success, right hand side. But if you want another type of knowledge, which we will discuss afterwards, where the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned, the renunciation, you have to give up. What you will give up? Your ego. And that is exactly what in the left hand side, Mother holding a sword. It is not to cut your head, but to cut your ego. And when we cut the ego, what remains? Only happiness. When I is not there, it is only happiness. Friends, that is the depiction of the Mother Kali. Then when the knowledge is the Shiva, he is white, it is Sattva. According to the philosophy, it is Purusha. And action, it is Kali, the mixture of three qualities. And according to the Shamka philosophy, it is Prakriti. So these two combined is creating, sustaining, and then dissolving. This is going on. But beyond these, there is another eternal life. Our goal should be to reach over there. Inside this comes Swarga. Even the heaven, all the time we discuss about heaven, oh, if I could go to heaven, I pray to God that I should go to heaven. All millions and millions of people, they are praying for that. But heaven is also a place you will go, you will enjoy, then again you have to come back. Why? You are acquiring it. You are doing something, and then with the benefit of that good work, you go to heaven. Bad work, you go to hell. But hell and heaven are not eternal. Again you are coming back to this world. Whether you believe it or not, this is the truth. Oh, I don't like it. It doesn't matter. But this is the truth. And in this truth, we have to understand what we want. We want happiness. And that happiness should be eternal. Then come to the left side of the Mother. And that is called Vama Kali. Dakshina Kali, Vama Kali. Now, are you afraid of Mother Kali? I wonder, and that is the reason when all educated people at the time, particularly in India, Calcutta, the then the capital of the undivided India, Sri Ramakrishna is the only person who started worshipping goddess Kali before everyone and near Calcutta, so that the educated people can go and see. So that is very, very important. When he said, I find that he is a worshipper of the goddess Kali, Master Mahasaya replied in a very wonderful way. Master Mahasaya said that, but his Kali, he said, but with him the meaning of Kali is different. When the Vedas call the supreme Brahman, he calls Kali. What the Muslims call Allah and the Christians call God, he calls Kali. He does not see many gods, he sees only one God. What the Brahmagyanis of the old time called Brahman, what the yogis call Atman, Bhaktas call Bhagavan, he calls Kali. In Sri Ramakrishna, one finds all attain and ideals, attitudes and ideals of religion. So all comes and mix in Sri Ramakrishna. Dr. Sarkar, slowly, he is understanding. Because in those days, all educated people, they went against Hinduism. Because that was the way they used to teach. So there is a divide and rule, you all know. Particularly any Indian, if you ask, they will know divide and rule. So what is the division? They will go on injecting within your mind, oh, in your culture, in your religion, in your language, nothing is there, nothing is there. We are giving you. So by that way, slowly, we are uprooted from our original thing. So that is not good. The moment you are uprooted, you become weak. And what is that philosophy? This is the philosophy that's called Samkhya. And the Samkhya was again chastised, again more modified and presented to the world. It's called Vedanta. And Vedanta says each soul is potentially divine. That is absent in anywhere. Everyone says, oh yeah, you are a sinner. You cannot do anything. You cannot go to God directly. You have to go through this. But the Vedanta says, no, you are God yourself. You need not to go anywhere. Only thing you have to remove all the dust that has accumulated on your own self. That's all. And that is exactly what Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is meaning here. And he says, what will mere scholarship accomplish without discrimination and renunciation? That is an excellent word. Now about the Kali, and you know that in some of the great scholars in Tantra, they were not only scholars, they were the Siddhas. They practiced that and realized that. One of them, he commented in one of his realization, expressed in the music form, the song. He said, Brahmanda Chilona Jakhan in Bengali. He said, when there was no creation at all, where was those heads? He's asking the mother. The mother is wearing the heads. But when there was no creation, where was those heads? That means it is nothing but the symbol of knowledge. And another says, you know what is this? Those 51 heads, that is the symbol of the Sanskrit alphabets, from A to Visarga. Those who know the Sanskrit or in the Hindi also, the A and to Visarga, all those depicting one human head. And that is knowledge. Without that, you learn nothing. So that is the Sharavarna, Vyanjanvarna. In our the words we say, Swaravarna, Vyanjanvarna, and those are the basis of knowledge. And he says, Kali Panchashata Varni, Varne Prakash Kare. And that is the knowledge which gives us the knowledge. And the knowledge is nothing but light. Now here when Dr. Sarkar inquired about the arrangement of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna's nursing, In reply, Master Mahashaya gives an idea of, which is the genesis of the Ramakrishna mission. He said that the young dedicated people, they are physically serving our great master, and householders, they are supporting them by giving them money and other helps. So that is the basis of the Ramakrishna movement. We are serving God. Those who could leave the hearth and home and could become monk or nun, they are directly in the forefront and taking up that, helping or serving the God. What type of God? Not only in the temple. That is the speciality of the Ramakrishna mission. We arrange the puja and arrange the homa, arrange everything in the traditional Hindu way in the temple and the shrines. But our major thrust is on the living gods and goddesses. Why? Because Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we are the followers of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and he said, and the pure Hinduism, if you can see God by closing your eyes, can't you see God with open eyes? The poor, the downtrodden, the illiterate, the oppressed, are they not gods? What are they then? The God has created everything. Now the God has come in the form of a poor, and he wants your help. He wants your worship. And closing him or ignoring him, you go to the temple, close your door and sit for meditation. You think you are a great the spiritual person? No. The practical Vedanta. Vedanta says each soul is potentially divine. Each and everything is nothing but the manifestation of the God. And how to practice it? So we go house to house, beg for money, and we start the hospital. We go to the poor people, give them education, give them economical help, give them training so that they can stand on their own feet, they can arm themselves, they can get back their own self-confidences. That is our puja. That is our speciality. So the Ramakrishna mission, the young people, they are coming and joining as monks and nuns, and the householders, those who believe in the same philosophy, they are also joining in this same work by sending donation, by helping in many other ways. So that is the way Tyagi, Gehi, Sebya, Nitya, Pavanangri Pankajam. There is a beautiful way it has been expressed in Sanskrit. Tyagi, the renouncers, Gehi, the householders, Sebya Nitya, regularly worshipping you, O Supreme Lord. Tyagi, Gehi, Sebya Nitya, Pavanangri, to become purified. How? By worshipping you. How they are worshipping? In everything. In everything they are worshipping, seeing you and worshipping you. The both householders and that is the Ramakrishna mission. It is a unique organization. We believe that all paths, all faiths are leading to the same goal. Why do we believe that? Because Ramakrishna, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he practiced that. He felt that way. He saw the Jesus. He saw the Hazrat Muhammad. He also saw the Buddha, and he practiced a part of the Islam, and he practiced all the faiths of the Hinduism, the Vedanta, then Tantra, then Vaishnavism, everything. It's a unique personality. I would suggest please read his biography. This is really, really unique. So many other spiritual giants are there, but this is a very unique, and it combines everything. Whatever you are, wherever you are, from there start your journey. To where? Now it's Sri Ramakrishna said that you have to realize God, and that is your goal. Otherwise, you'll be always dissatisfied and suffering. And he said, what will mere scholarship accomplish without discrimination and renunciation? What will mere scholarship? There are philosophers, and they are explaining things, And they will be finding faults. No, this cannot be, or that is this way. I should say this. And they are publishing books. That is okay. But have they realized God? No. Then what is the use of that knowledge? I know how to cook rice, and I can explain everything, the best rice and this rice and these and that. But I can't cook and I don't eat. Then what will happen to me? It is like that. We have a lot of knowledge without actual realization. It is useless. In the Shankaracharya, he mentioned who is the capable to understand Vedanta. In the first line itself is a big few lines that he is mentioning the quality of a person who can understand Vedanta. It begins with adhikari tu, vidhivat, adhita, veda, vedanga, asmin janmani janmantare va. Vidhivat adhita. Just a lot of books people are purchasing from us, all the Upanishads, and they will be browsing through that. They will read, okay, what is something is there. Mostly they don't understand what is there in the Upanishad. It is very difficult to understand. Why? In the Chandogya Upanishad, in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, if you are reading the way they're presenting, because the very old system, and they only knew those, whatever the example they are giving, that was available there at that time. It is not recent. It's the 5,000, 6,000 years before. So obviously, when the people, they were used to eat the raw meat, and that was the time when the Indian scholars, they were meditating and coming out with wonderful knowledge. And what is the knowledge? Each soul is potentially divine. Can you imagine? And the expression, of course, the language, of course, at that time, whatever they had, their way they knew, that they. So we have to go to someone who is scholar, who knows this. And then slowly, slowly you will understand, repeating again and again the same truth. The Shankaracharya says, he is the qualified person, adhikari too, who has studied this Veda and Vedanta. Vedanta, the supportive books of the Veda, like the Bhagavad Gita, etc. How they'll read, and they will have to read Veda with Asmin Janmani, Janmantareva, in this life, or maybe previous life. We believe in the previous life also. Sometimes some people, they have not gone to school, they have not read anything, but they know all this. Shankara says they must have read in the previous life. That's true. And Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, you must have to have these two qualities. One is, you must have the discriminative capacity. What is the discriminative capacity? Now, here, from the scripture, what we learn, that there is something eternal, something unchanging, something one without a second. Then only everything has come from there. So that is okay. Now, what we are going to discriminate in this world, whatever comes before us, is it permanent? Is it one? And look in everything, nothing. Each and everything is having the 2, 3 different numbers. No, that means it is limited. Why it is limited? Infinite is only one. It cannot be many. It becomes finite then. I was the only son in the home, and then there's another brother, another sister, so they'll say children. And I have to share my room. So like that, there are many different things are there. It cannot be. There should be only one. And what is that? All-pervasive again. And how can the all-pervasive have a form? So Hindu never believe God with form. Hindu only worship with form so that they can concentrate their mind. It is to help their mind to get concentrated, they take all those images. That's why you will find in the Hinduism the millions of gods are there, different form. different forms. Whatever you think, you can make that form, no problem. I like my God should be 6 hands, no problem. So you can make and you can meditate on that. But the one thing should be that God is eternal and God is one, all pervasive. And that is why after constructing, making the images, huge Ganesha image, if you go to the Maharashtra at the time of the Ganesha Puja, oh my God, huge, huge. But after 1 or 2 days, they will do the worship and they will dance, they will sing, there will be festivity. Then they will throw that image into the water. Why? They are not worshipping that image. They are worshipping the God through that image. If you come to the eastern part, the Calcutta, the huge Durga Puja, the wonderful, beautiful images, but then after 5 days they will throw into the water. Why? We don't worship images. We worship God, which is supreme, all-pervasive, through those images. That is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning that that is the reason one should understand the supreme reality through understanding means analyzing and accepting. If somebody comes from the heaven and says something, we can say, thank you, sir, for giving me the information, but let me judge. Is it eternal? Is it all pervasive, accepting everything? Otherwise, how can I accept it? And then when you see that, yes, it is true, oh, it is okay, then you go back to your own old life. No. If you are sincere, you have to renounce. What is the renunciation? Attachment with everything. Not that you have to leave your hearth and home and become a mendicant. No, not like that. You have to withdraw the attachment. When we are withdrawing the attachment, we are there. We are enjoying everything, but there is no attachment. My mind is completely free. Friends, this body do not go to heaven. Body will perish over here. But what goes? It is my thought. So mind should be purified. It is body, we are bathing in the holy Ganga, that's okay. But the main thing is the mind. So we have to be careful about the mind. What type of thoughts are crossing in my mind? What type of, my eyes are enjoying the different type of things in the what is very, very worldly. And my ear is very enjoying the words, very, very worldly. That means you are bound. So this is the main thing. You have to withdraw the mind from there. Even if you see, you are not attached to that. So that takes a long time. You have to practice it. And that is why Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in one place he said in the gospel, and to break a green jackfruit, you must apply the oil in your hand. If you are having the lubrication, if you are having the oil, then if you break the green, the fruit, it is not sticking. Otherwise, it's very, very sticky. So that is the reason in the world also, everything you must enjoy. You are a boss, you are enjoying, and then the other friends that their family is there. But you know, these are all for a few days only. A time will come, I will retire, I will become old, all these people will forget me, and even my family members, the new generation will come, they'll all forget. A little, the child will come, the grandchildren, they will introduce you, this is your grandfather, go and touch his feet, that much. And one day you are gone. So this circle is there. To whom then you are getting attached? For whom you are giving your whole life? For this temporary thing? This is called discrimination. The discrimination analysis is this. What I am going to get actually. You know the Ramayana story? And there was a dacoit, the wayward person, and he was Ratnakar. Then one day he met a very wise person, Narada. He said, sir, I'm sorry, I can understand that you are a holy man, but today I didn't meet anyone, so I will rob you whatever you are having. He said, you can take my Veena, the musical instrument, except that I am not having anything. But son, I like to ask you one thing. Whatever you are doing for your livelihood is not good thing. So you are committing sin. So much of sin you are committing every day. What will happen to your next life? Oh, don't worry. I have my father, my mother, my wife, my few children. All they will share. So my portion of sin will be little. Is it? Go and ask them. This is a beautiful story in the Ramayana. Before the Ramayana began, this man then told, okay. Then he went and he asked his father, his mother, his wife, his children. Everybody said, see, you are helping me now. When the children said, when I grow up, then we grow up, then we will help you. And the father said, when you were young, I protected you. Now you should serve me, protect me. I am not going to share your sin. In this world, nobody is going to share your sin. Even if they want, they won't be able to take your sin. You have to carry your sin. What is this sin? Selfishness. And why you do that? Because of your ego. Oh, I am this, I am earning money, I am giving everything to my children, they can spend whatever they want, and you need this car, that bungalow, no problem for me. What do you want by that? Do you think they will respect you and they will remember you? Nothing. The day you stop that, they will start criticizing. Oh, this man is of no use. They cannot help me. That. So please remember, you are carrying your own load of sin. Nobody is going to share it. Why should you acquire that? Then what is that? Attachment. How the attachment come? Ego. And what is this ego? Nothing but a wrong notion, I. The I means what? This body is constantly changing. What I then? The little the body that I was on the lap of my mother, is that I? Or the grown-up body, is that I? Now the old person, is that I? Which one I? Mind is also changing. This is called discrimination. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, with the discrimination, and then when you understand it, it's called renunciation. Then he said, see the educated people, they also don't understand it. Then he's giving an example. Bonkim is one of your pandits. I met him once. I asked him, what is the duty of man? Is Bankim, in those days he was a deputy magistrate. You know, the British time, an Indian becoming a magistrate, a judge, is not a matter of joke. He was highly educated. Though very patriotism was there, he wrote wonderful books. But about the religion, he was not having anything. So he made fun with Sri Ramakrishna, thinking that, he said, when the Sri Ramakrishna asked, what is the duty of man? He had the impudence to say, faith, eating, sleeping, and sex gratification. These words created in me a feeling of great aversion. I said, what are you saying? You are very mean. What you think day and night and what you do all the time come out through your lips. If a man eats radish, he belches radish. Then we talked about God a great deal. There was also much devotional music in the room, and I danced. Then Bonkim said to me, sir, please come to our house once. That depends on the will of God, I replied. There also, he said, you will find devotees of God. I laughed and said, what kind of devotees are they? Are they like those who said, Gopala, Gopala? So, those who know that, that's a very funny story. And Sri Ramakrishna is a complete entertainment, he is giving a unique idea of spirituality, but always with great fun, great joy, happiness. He's not insulting anyone. like a father, he is actually making the bankim, was a scholar and a very good patriot, and rectifying his mind, because those people, when they were growing up, they never heard like this. So he told, you mentioned the devotee. What type of devotee? Who said Gopala, Gopala? Then the doctor, what is the story of Gopala, Gopala? Then Sri Ramakrishna with a smile. There was a goldsmith who kept a jewelry shop. He looked like a great devotee, a true Vaishnava, with heads around his neck, with beads around his neck, rosary in his hand, and the holy mark on his forehead. Naturally, people trusted him and came to his shop on business. They thought that, being such a pious man, he would never cheat them. Whenever a party of customers entered the shop, they would hear one of the craftsmen say, Keshava, Keshava. Another would say, after a while, Gopala, Gopala. Then a third one would mutter, Hari, Hari. Finally, someone would say, Hara, Hara. Now, these are, as you know, different names of God. Hearing so much chanting of God's name, the customers naturally thought that this goldsmith must be a very superior person. But one can gauge the goldsmith's true intention. That man who said Keshava, Keshava meant to ask, who are these? Who are these customers? Then the man who said Gopala, Gopala conveyed the idea that the customers were merely a herd of cows. Gopala, go means cow, the pala is a herd. That was the estimate he formed, and then after the exchange of few words, the man who said Hari Hari asked, since they are no better than the herd of cows, then may we rob them? He who said Hara Hara gave his assent, meaning by these words, do rob by all means, since they are mere cows. All laughed. So, this is the way we, in the name of religion, we deceive people, we cheat people. But ordinary people, they carried out with the external, the form of the people. They see, oh, these people are constantly counting the beads and wearing the different type of things of religious marks. They must be holy people. One must be very, very careful about this. So this is a very famous story Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said. Once I went to certain place with Mathur Babu. Many Pandit came forward to argue with me. And you all know that I am a fool. All laughed. The Pandits saw the strange mood of mine. When the conversation was over, they said to me, Sir, after hearing your words, all that we have studied before, our knowledge and scholarship has proved to be mere spittle. Now we realize that a man does not lack wisdom if he has the grace of God. The fool becomes wise and the mute eloquent. Therefore, I say that a man does not become a scholar by the mere study of books. This gives the faith in the existence of God. The friends, if you ask the sannyasins, I don't know other, but the Ramakrishna Mission Swamis, you will find this type of stories. Almost all of us have gone through this type of experiences. We have not seen God, we have not touched God, we have not talked to God. But how then we believe in God? Because the different things that happened in our life, you cannot but believe in God. Can you imagine the great people, they are coming and touching the feet and asking the blessings. We are ordinary people. Whenever we are thinking that we should start a hospital or a school or serve the villagers, hundreds and thousands of people coming forward to help us. And they are donating, they are contributing, and with their help. How many people we know? Well, somehow we are just requesting, some people are sending out some flyers, that's all. Then from different sources people are coming, helping us. And our whatever we wanted to do, it has been. So do you think that we are impressing people? No, it is the power of God. If any Swami is thinking because of his scholarship, because of his intelligence, because of his personality, the people are respecting him, it is a great wrong thing he is thinking. It's nothing like that. No human can do that. It is only the God who is residing inside. If he feels that I am really trying to help people, then the blessings comes, and because of that everything is done. The great Swami Vivekananda, forget about others. The great Swami Vivekananda, who came here at the age of 29, a 29 years young man, a graduate from Calcutta University, not having any other credentials. He was not rich. He was not that way a scholar. Even then, he got a great support. When he went back to India, even the kings, they removed the horses from the carriage and they were themselves were pulling. Can you imagine the respect that they were giving that young man? And when they were shouting, and they were shouting, the hail to Sri Ramakrishna, hail to Swami Vivekananda, he said, don't ever say that. Vivekananda is nothing but a dust of the road. You know the power which has created Vivekananda? He can do that from the dust of the road, hundreds of Vivekananda like me. So if you are really remember God, that is called humbleness, that is called realization. And that is true. Without the power of God, nothing happens. If someone is loved by others, respected by others, appreciated by others, one must think that it is because of the God I am successful. Otherwise, millions are there. Anyone could be in this position. God has given me this because He likes me. So I must be careful. I should not lose the blessings of God. So that is way you become humble and you really get the blessings of God and realize God and become happy. So he was mentioning, quoting about his own experiences. He never attended any school, never read any scripture. But when he talked, even the scholars, as just now we saw that, they all came and accepted him. How can a man who has the grace of God lack knowledge? Look at me. I am a fool. I do not know anything. Then who is in it that utters these words? The reservoir of knowledge of God inexhaustible. There are that is the way he is giving the example. So if the God is having the grace on one, he becomes really successful everywhere. And that is the proof that God is there. Sometimes some people they ask, what is the proof that God is there? Look at some of the ordinary people. They were having nothing. But suddenly they became so popular and they could really do. And do you think because of his own power? No. Suddenly some things happen. Then all the grace are gone. Then people will be throwing stones at him. They'll be denouncing him. Again he'll be on the road and he will have nothing. So the God's grace proves that we are successful, we are happy, we are protected because of him. So if we think in this way, then only we realize God. During my boyhood, God manifested himself in me. I was then 11 years old. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, it is actually 1885. And then coming year, 1886, he will give up his body. And that is reason he is actually disclosing everything, all the divinity he is disclosing, manifestation of the divinity. So the people will understand him, not to boast, but to make them understand. But some people don't understand. So we will find how the Dr. Sarkar is commenting and reacting. One day, while I was walking across a paddy field, I saw something. Later on, I came to know from people that I had been unconscious and my body totally motionless. Since that day, I have been an altogether different man. I began to see another person within me. When I used to conduct the worship in the temple, my hand, instead of going towards the deity, would very often come toward my head, and I would put flowers there. A young man who was then staying with me did not dare approach me. He would say, I see a light on your face. I am afraid to come very near to you. You know, I am a fool. I know nothing. Then who is it that says all these things? I say to the Divine Mother, O Mother, I am the machine and thou art the operator. I am the house and thou art the indweller. I am the chariot and thou art the charioteer. I do as thou makest me do. I speak as thou makest me speak. I move as thou makest me move. It is not I, it is not I. It is all thou, it is all thou. Here is the glory. We are only her instruments. Once Radha, to prove her chastity, carried on her head to a pitcher full with water. The pitcher had 1,000 holes, but not a drop of water spilled. People began to praise her, saying, Such a chaste woman the world will never see again. Then the Radha said to them, Why do you praise me? Say glory unto Krishna. Hail Krishna. I am only his handmaid. Once in that strange mood of mine, I placed my foot on Vijay's chest. You know how greatly I respect him, and I placed my foot on his body? What do you say to that? Now, this is the expression that the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna made. The doctor, again, when all these things were going on, that he is slowly understanding, but he thinks that argument. Then the Dr. Sarkar, he commented, but now you should be careful. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna with folded hands. What can I do? I become completely unconscious in that mood. Then I do not know at all what I am doing. Doctor, you should be careful. No use folding your hands now and expressing regret. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, can I do anything myself in that mood? What do you think of this state? If you think it is a hoax, then I should say that your study of science and all that is hoax. The doctor, now listen, sir. Would I come to see you so often if I thought it all a hoax? You know that I neglect many other duties in order to come here. I cannot visit many patients, for I spend 6 or 7 hours at a stretch here. Then the master said, Once I said to Mathur Babu, don't think that I have achieved my desired end because you, a rich man, show me respect. It matters very little to me whether you obey me or not. Of course, you must remember that a mere man can do nothing. It is God alone who makes one person obey another. Man is straw and dust before the power of God. So, friends, through these words, we understand how Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna again and again trying to express. He was the God himself. He was there, present. But even then, the people's doubt won't go. So why? As because they were not having the tapasya. Even the God, if he comes and says, I am God, I won't believe. We won't believe. If we don't have that purity. So we have to make our mind pure. Then only we will understand what is God. Before that, about God, about Brahman, it is of no use. You may ask, and if the answer even come, you won't realize it, you won't feel it. So what is our duty then? Sincerely, we should try to purify our mind by taking the holy name of God constantly, remembering His beautiful life, wonderful life constantly. Thank you, friends.
So the first question is from Sanhita Banerjee. She's asking, how can we avoid bad neighbors whom we have to stay together in the same area?
That is a very practical question, that sometimes it is very difficult, very, very difficult. Sometimes it's by bad luck if you get someone. So what to do? Try to avoid their company as the best way as possible. And you have to keep yourself aloof so that there is no conflict. That much I can say. Another thing, second phase, you must pray to God. God, they are not bad people, but misunderstand me. Or this is the reason they are not very happy with me. Can you please change their views about me? Help so that they also can become my friend. So one positive way and spiritual way, another practical way you can try. Thank you.
There is a YouTube user KAI. Two-part question. Sri Sri Thakur asked us to be Gupta Yogi. On the other hand, Ramanuja Acharya shared his Diksha mantra with others. My first question, to what extent should we be secretive about our own sadhana? How much information can we share when asked by a friend?
When you realize a God like the Ramanujacharya, then you share your things with your friends. Otherwise, this is a very, very subtle way you are changing your mind. If the other people are of the same type, then no problem. Or if you are constantly arguing and talking with them, your mind is disturbed. So better, that's why they say it is better to be lonely, alone, when you are practicing religion. In the beginning, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna himself gave the example to, to make the curd. You have to keep that milk particularly by putting the particular the thing to take the shape of a curd. And if you go on shaking that, changing the places again and again, it won't take the form of a curd. So similarly, first you have heard the name of God, you have developed little faith in that, and you heard that you have to go on concentrating on that, do that. When that will be complete, when the confidence will come, then if you go and talk to your friends, even if they are arguing, there will be no problem. So by that way you can do. Ramanujacharya already he was a Vedantin, and his advancement in spiritual life was very high. So that's why he could say, even if I go to hell, doesn't matter, you all get liberation. You know what Swami Vivekananda said? He said, even if I have to take the body of a dog, I will come and help people. No, sorry, he said, as long as a dog will be there hungry and suffering, I will be coming to this world to help them. So these are all great souls. They are completely different. For us, we are all small, small faggots floating on the water. We are not huge boats like the Ramanuja, Vivekananda. they're carrying thousands of people. We are only floating, so that should be our way by, now God, please be gracious, whoever comes to me should not disturb my mind, rather they should help me to proceed towards you. That should be the prayer. Thank you.
Kamal Chaudhary is asking, in our day-to-day personal and professional lives, how can giving up our ego bring happiness? Can you please illustrate with some examples?
See, this is the very practical question. Again, very practical question. The, when you are in your working field, you should use your that might, as Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also mentioned, that look at those boys, they're now playing as if they do not know anything. They're sitting over there. But when they go to their own field, they show their might. So as a boss in the office, as an officer in the office, in your own duty, you must do that. At the same time, you should pray to God. God, as because this is my swadharma, I am doing it. But see that I don't want it as my personal thing. It is nothing my personal. As a military officer, he is giving the order, the fire, and they will be firing. And the opponents, other enemies, they will be, the many of them, they will die. Then if he says, oh, what the thing I have done? No, he has done his swadharma. So don't hesitate to perform your swadharma. Practice your sadharma in whatever situation you are there, do that, and you should be successful over there. And at the same time, go on praying to God and know for sure your spiritual growth will not be stagnated. You will reach to the God by performing your sadharma. Thank you.
Arjun is asking, my name is Arjun. I am the kid who came with my parents. I am from St. Louis. I want to know how should I focus more and concentrate on things?
Hi Arjun, how are you? Then see that we concentrate on those things whom we love. So if I love something, naturally my concentration goes there. The children, they love the activities, so they like to see the movie or the games. And sometimes I have seen the small little kids nowadays, they're going on playing with some little the games there, and including their mothers, they're giving that before them and they're feeding them. And the baby who never wants to eat, don't understand whether he is eating or not, so much looking to that movie is going on eating because he loves. You know, Arjun, develop the love for your subject. And whatever the subject you are studying, just before opening the book, you say, oh, I love this subject. Just suggest to your mind, oh, I love this subject. I like to study this. And when you are studying that, make the points. What the whole page says, in the whole book, what page, this is the substance. Oh, I like it very much. You will see that your mind is concentrated. With little time, you will learn a lot. Your mind will be concentrated. Thank you. Thank you, friends. Thank you for wonderful questions and mostly very practical questions you ask. And I pray to Mother, I pray to God, let all your problems be solved and all you be happy, healthy, and stay for a long period of time serving the God. So let us chant this mantra and we end. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidhyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.